not good enough. Clearly, that is what Red Bull currently is. The dominant force that for the last couple years was just absolutely dominating Formula 1. Win after win, podium after podium, championship after championship. It was getting a bit boring. Presenting the last couple years.
Verstappen wins for Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen.
It's about time. Something else happened, and it has happened. And Verstappen, isn't too happy about the fall off of Red Bull.
No, mate, don't give me that bullshit now. Fuck's sake.
Oops, I forgot to say. Good morning, beautiful people on the internet. Max Verstappen has been criticizing Red Bull, just like Fernando Alonso has been criticizing every single team that he's been a part of. Not good enough. Too slow. Too sensitive. Oh, Red Bull don't look in the greatest of positions. Now, there was a time in Formula 1 where Red Bull were literally unstoppable. You would turn on the race and you would just hear the Dutch anthem after the race. It was guaranteed, 100% guaranteed that Verstappen is going to win. But that really isn't the case. This year, it honestly looked like the exact same thing. At the start of the year, Red Bull built up a pretty decent gap in the constructors, a pretty decent gap in the drivers with Max Verstappen, and things seemed solid. It seemed like another easy, free victory. But that really wasn't the case. The Drivers' Championship, yeah, sure, maybe, but the Constructors, on the other hand, that was looking a little dicey. Very dicey, should I say. However much we might have thought that the 2024 season was kind of a write-off, 24-second lead in Bahrain, 13-second, 12-second lead in Jeddah, and so on and so forth, it kept getting bigger, it kept getting worse and worse. But there was a team that somehow came to the rescue. Slowly and surely, McLaren started to cook up. But it wasn't really just McLaren who started to cook up. The rest of the field also started to cook up. Whether it be Ferrari winning 2 races, whether it be Mercedes winning 2 races, whether it be now McLaren winning 2 races. The whole field is catching up to Red Bull. LOL! The tensions are kind of rising in that team, and the Red Bull team. Verstappen, Horner, Jean-Pierre Lambiase, Perez, even the RB team, boys, Lawson. It doesn't seem like it's all fluidly moving. Christian Horner might think it's fluidly moving, but Verstappen doesn't. It's more jagged. It's not that good. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but Verstappen wouldn't be acting in this manner. Wouldn't be acting... Oh, they can all fuck off. Oh, the car is awful. Oh my god, I'm crying like a baby on the radio because I want to win. I don't think he'd be acting all like that if there wasn't a threat of him not just losing the drivers, but also losing the constructors and the team just being in a massive downward trajectory. The last 3 races, he hasn't won the last 3 races. That doesn't sound like normal English. That doesn't sound like common vocabulary that is said by people who watch this sport. Verstappen not winning the last 3 races? Unheard of. And to just add salt into the wound, in Hungary, Red Bull were bringing in the biggest upgrade package that they had. The difference between Sergio Perez's car and Max Verstappen's car was literally a night and day difference. Oh my god, it was like black and white. Verstappen's car was nice, flush, smooth, so, ooh, look at that. Sergio Perez's car, a little jagged. Those big, still little humpy things were still on the side of the car. And, well, clearly the upgrade didn't work. Clearly, Verstappen's frustration was showing. His ways, his dangerous, quote-unquote, dangerous ways were returning. He was looking more like Kevin Magnussen than the driver that we all know of the last couple years, the driver that was just winning races flawlessly. We all thought that, yeah, the aggressive Verstappen has gone. It's just, he's more mature, right? He's a better driver. He's a bit older. He's no longer that child that just sends dive bombs left, right, and center and hopes it sticks. Just like he did in Monaco 2019. Just like he did a lot of the time. I don't know whether he thinks he's Daniel Ricciardo in Baku, but trust me, he clearly isn't. Ever since there's been a threat of him not winning, he's been a nuisance. Whether it be Austria, whether now it be against Lewis Hamilton fighting for P3. And him not standing on the podium and finishing a race, that just That's mind-blowing to me. Now you might be saying that Verstappen is like a 70-point lead in the championship. There's 11 races left to go. That's a lot of races. That's a lot of points. The gap is still humongous. And the constructors, it isn't that big, but it's still a pretty significant gap. The McLaren boys would have to continue on their winning ways to dominate every single weekend. Might get a little boring of Piastri's dominance, eh?
It is Oscar Piastri, Grand Prix winner in Hungary, and for the first time takes the checkered flag and will stand on the top step of a Grand Prix podium.
And overall, Verstappen and Sergio Perez would have to fall off. Verstappen would have to fall off a lot to not win the drivers. However, that actually might be possible. McLaren actually might be able to clinch it. Red Bull might be in more trouble than it might seem. Because Sergio Perez is Sergio Perez. We all know who Sergio Perez is. Red Bull, he was once great for Red Bull. Well done, honestly. He made a couple good overtakes, a couple good defensive skills. But over the recent years, he has been treacherous. And single-handedly, he might cost Red Bull the Constructors' Championship. When was the last time he actually qualified well? I don't remember. When was the last time he was on the podium? No, I don't remember. His last so many races have been Q1 exit, crash, that's it. That end of the story is over. That was what his weekend was looking like. And if you're literally, Christian Horner's words, one-legged race, if you only have a one-person team, that being Max Verstappen, it's pretty difficult to win the Constructors in a season like this. Last year, might have been a bit easier with the most dominant car of all time, but now your car is kind of mediocre. Your car is battling the Mercedes. The Mercedes that everybody was roasting for having the worst season of their entire career. Yeah, that's who you're battling. The championship might be vulnerable. It might not even be realistic if you, Verstappen and Perez, are finishing the races in P5, P7, compared to the McLaren boys finishing 1 and 2 every single race. Now, the McLaren, they're so far clear at the moment, it reminds me of the 2014 Mercedes. It's like, who's gonna win? Mercedes or Mercedes? Rosberg or Hamilton? Who's gonna win this time? Piastri? Norris? It's one of the two. It's a dice roll. It's a coin flip. One of the two is gonna win, but who will it be? And I'm sorry, Verstappen, it's getting all a little to his head. He might actually not win. And in the nicest possible way, it seems like Red Bull don't want to win as much as, say, McLaren do. Verstappen, he wants to win, but the team, I'm not sure. It's like, if you look at any football team, Man City, let's say, Manchester United, they were winning for so long, but then it got too easy to win. It was like there's no passion, there's no energy, there's no real discipline to be like, yes, we have to do this, otherwise or else. And I think a similar thing is happening with Red Bull. They've won so much, it's getting just a tad boring. Oh, okay, upgrades are coming. There was a massive upgrade in Hungary, and that was literally nothing. There was no difference between Perez and Verstappen. Nothing. Perez was setting fastest laps with the old spec, and Verstappen was struggling, even more so than ever. Red Bull aren't really doing anything to help Verstappen out. Jean-Pierre Lambier, he's not helping his boy Verstappen whatsoever. I'm sorry, but if you're working with Max Verstappen, you want to help him win. You want to report everything to the stewards. Verstappen is trying his absolute hardest to send a dive bomb. Fair enough, it might have not played out as he potentially wanted in his head. He kind of went airborne like Yuki Tsunoda in qualifying, but without the crash. Well, yes, he crashed, but without, like, the crash. The squabbling over the radio is one thing that can be kind of forgiven. That's squabbling over the radio. But then you're hindering yourself. Why is Perez still in that seat? You've given him one too many chances. There are better options that you can put in the mid-season break to help your Constructors' Championship hopes stay alive. Because with Perez, as Christian Horner said himself, it's a one-man team, a one-man show. You're not Lightning McQueen, You're not going to win on your own this season. You need someone else, whether that be Ricciardo, whether that be Tsunoda, whether that be somebody else, whether that be Liam Lawson. Perez is just a no-go. You can't get any worse than Perez. May as well just swap somebody in. Maybe that will give you a slightly bigger chance of winning the Constructors. Maybe that will help you out drastically. But at the moment, it's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good. The main point is that Verstappen wants to carry on winning, but Red Bull are hindering him. Everything that is happening in that Red Bull team is just problematic from A to Z. Everything. Drivers, car, team management, literally A to Z, everything. And soon enough, not only are they going to lose the drivers, the constructors, they're going to lose Perez, because, well, they're going to kick him out. They're also going to lose Max Verstappen. Because I wouldn't want to be in a situation or a team where the fall-off is that dramatic or the team is that bad. Start of the season to midway of the season, their fall-off has been humongous. I thought the Mercedes' fall-off was bad, but that was like regulation to regulation. Okay, you get a regulation wrong. But there hasn't been a regulation change. There has barely been any changes. And Red Bull have fluffed it that badly from having the greatest car of all time to an absolute mid-machine.
What the fuck?
I think Verstappen's criticism of the team has to be taken into account, and Red Bull have to do something about it. Otherwise, that team is the end of the team. ... No way. Yep. I lost it mentally. Yep. With great power.
They have shared a brilliant championship battle, but the championship can only be won by one, and it's going Dutch in 2021. Max Verstappen, for the first time ever, is champion of the world.
Comes great responsibility.
We just need to do a better job. If some people don't like that, then stay home.
Whoa. There are some strong words. However, I think they are very much justified. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments. Do you think that the Red Bull have actual good, big issues and Verstappen? Oh, it's not looking good. Whether he's going to leave, whether they're going to lose everything. Let me know down in the comments. Is it actually as dicey as we might see? Or are they just going through a couple race blip? 3 races not winning? Or is it just going to be the entire season winless for Verstappen? Because Perez, he ain't winning at all. Let me know in the comments and watch it down there. Subscribe and like. I don't know why you wouldn't. Otherwise, you're faking a fraud. Kind of sad. I don't like that. Hope you enjoyed the video. Have a safe and fantastic rest of your day. Don't die, because then you can watch other videos. Blah, blah, blah. And peace.
That's all, folks.